All right, so this section, the third section, is on motivation. And so motivation to participate in activities involves many different factors, and it's going to change throughout our lives as well. So when we think about reasons that kids and teens continue to participate in sport and physical activity, this is related to a term called persistence. And so we want people to be intrinsically motivated. We want people to want to continue to exercise, because if people continue to exercise, then you're going to see continued changes in physiological function. This is going to improve changes in our cardiorespiratory system, our nervous system, our muscular system, our sensory systems, all of the systems. It's going to really improve everything if we continue to exercise. So that's why it's important to understand why people continue to participate in certain sports or activities. So when we look at children and teens, part of that's related to a desire to be competent, to affiliate with or make new friends, to be part of a team, to be successful in competition, to have fun, and to increase fitness. Now, typically, if you ask people why they continue to play a certain sport or do a certain type of physical activity, they're not going to just say one thing on this list. They're probably going to say a bunch of things on this list to understand why people are continue to persist. Those who perceive that they are competent and have self-efficacy have more intrinsic motivation to continue to participate. So if they feel like they're in control and they feel like they're good at what they're doing, they're going to be more motivated to participate. So I want to give you an example from my own life. As a swimmer for a lot of years, I was in a very highly competitive area. My high school was like extremely competitive. And so I was not one of the top swimmers growing up. I was not one of the top swimmers in high school. But something that helped me stay focused in swimming was knowing that I had my summer league at my country club in the summer, and I dominated the summer league in my country club. And so that kept me feeling like I was competent, that I was good at swimming, even though when I was swimming against people in high school, they were like, some people were just spectacular. And so that kept me going with swimming, because I felt competent, at least at some point in the year. When we look at why older adults continue to play sports or do activities, the reasons kind of shift a little bit, but they're generally the same. So it's maintaining health, to feel and be part of a community, to develop relationships, to compete and feel that level of achievement, to take advantage of opportunities to travel. So there's like elite competitions in older adults that you can travel to go compete in, to be part of a team. Overall, this was part of a study from this year, where they did a systematic review of a bunch of reasons why older adults play sport. And they found that sport was identified as contributing to the overall experience of successful aging. Now, when we think about successful aging, it's that people are able to maintain a level of functional independence. Now, that's really important as people get older, because we want to be able to do the things that we want to do. And so exercise, and sport in particular, high-level exercise, can help people maintain a successful aging process and stay functionally independent. Now, the other side of persistence is dropping out. We want to understand why people drop out of sport. So 5 major reasons why people drop out of sport are lack of enjoyment, low perceptions of physical competence. So if you're around people who are just like spectacular all the time, we're gonna not want to be there necessarily. Social pressures, competing priorities. This is like if there's 2 different sports at a certain time of year and you can only play one, that's considered you dropping out of another sport. Or maybe you found a job and you need to prioritize that, or maybe you need to focus on school for a little bit. So there's those kind of reasons, or physical factors. That's maturation. Maybe you're in gymnastics when you were younger, and now you're like a lot taller now, and now you can't do the things that you were able to do before. Or maybe you just had an injury and you're not going to be able to participate in that same activity anymore. So how you can help when people are considering dropping out, and this can even be for dropping out of physical therapy too, is that you want to try to understand the barriers that might limit continued participation. So out of these five oh my gosh, 5 reasons, what's the reason for them to want to not do this anymore? And then to help guide them to another activity, because the big thing here is that we want people to remain active, even if it's not your sport, even if it's not the thing that you're psyched about. We still want people to remain active, because again, this helps our whole bodies be able to function better throughout our entire lives. And so this came up at one point when I was a swim coach. There was this family where both the mother and father were swimmers growing up, and they had 2 kids who were in the swim team with me. And the boy, he was okay. He wasn't really standing out. He was realizing he wasn't going to be very good. And the little girl just didn't really like it all that much. She liked to play in the pool, but she didn't like to swim laps. And then after I stopped coaching, I started rock climbing, and I saw them at the climbing gym one day, and I'd never seen these kids so happy participating in sport. And it was so exciting to see that even though swimming was not the thing for them, that they were able to find another activity that they felt really competent in, and that they really found a lot of benefit from. All right, and I will start this in another video.